All right, so I'll get started. So as I mentioned on the story before, I'm going to talk about three things tonight, the three biggest news stories of the week. So Tammy Hembro, she has announced she is launching a book, an autobiography / self-help book. Emmylou Loves, she got in a bit of a online tiff with a pub called the Albert Hotel. And Sopha Dopha, she has got in, well, she didn't really start the feud, but Shelby Sherritt, who is a ceramics artist, I suppose, ceramics maker, she has got herself in a bit of a tiff with Sopha Dopha. I'm sure you've all heard about that one. So I'll start with Tammy. So yes, she is launching a book, which came as a total surprise. I have not heard a single thing about this book. No whispers, nothing. Nobody has given me any clue, and she randomly came out and announced that she's launching a book and it's coming out really soon. So I'm really excited by that. I love that it was a surprise. The front cover is very interesting. To me, it looks kind of like old-fashioned or something and makes her look very like prim and proper, and maybe she's trying to go for like the business mentor sort of look, like a very businessy sort of profile picture. But yeah, she said that it is a mindset, motivation, and creating your dream life book. It is called Show Up, mindset, motivation, and creating your dream life. And she did an interview with Jane Liu from Showpo, who has a podcast. Can't remember what that one's called, but she was saying that show up is like a saying that she uses in life. Like, you know, you've just got to show up. Like, people just need to show up and do the work, and that's how you get ahead in life. And I did really like the title, the way Tammy explained it. It sounded really good. And I've noticed previously, like, she's always showing like self-help books and stuff on her story. She reads so many business books, and I just don't know how her brain can like contain all that information. Like, she must be very switched on with all the business stuff. So I think that like this is a good fit for her to want to like share what she's learned from all those books over the years. It'll be interesting to see like what bits she's not copied, but like taken from other self-help books. I have read quite a few myself, and like I've read over the years just like summaries of self-help books and stuff. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what she puts in there. She has also said there will be an autobiography element to it where she'll talk about her relationships, and that is what everybody is going to want to read, of course. Like, that's the gossipy sort of part of it. I really want to know more about like, yeah, her growing up and like the relationship with her siblings, and I suppose she's probably not going to talk much about her mum, but her mum sounds like a very interesting character. But full price, the book is going to be $36.99, and Big W are doing pre-orders for just $24. So I thought that was a really good price. And that's in Australian dollars in Australia. I was listening to Outspoken podcast, and they said there is no US pre-order link yet. And apparently the US fans are not happy about that, but it'll come in time. So that's that one. Emmylou Loves. So she had a bit of a tiff going with the Albert Hotel. So Emmylou Loves, this week, she announced that she is no longer going to be the owner of Zoe Moss, a fashion brand, and she is completely like stepping away. She didn't mention that she's sold her share. I have heard rumors that she did sell it for money, but that is to be confirmed, I suppose. But she has stepped away, and on the Zoe Moss page, on the post saying, you know, Emmylou is no longer part of this brand, but like, you know, goodbye. The Albert Hotel commented on there saying Emmylou has blocked us and she owes us money for her tab. And it was quickly deleted, but like heaps of people screenshot it, and quite a few people sent it to me, and obviously posted that to subscribers. But yeah, it was very interesting that they would use a public platform like that. Like, I feel like this is happening a lot lately, and the third story I'm going to talk about is a very similar sort of thing. Like, a lot of businesses are calling out influencers online as a marketing tactic these days. And I don't know if they meant it as a marketing tactic. Maybe they did, because surely, like, what would the bar tab be worth? Like a few $100s. It's kind of a weird way to go about approaching it. I suppose there'd be much more ways of contacting Emmylou. Like, you could DM the brand, you could email her. Like, it seems that she has done sponsorship work with them before, so I'm sure they would have some other form of contact. So yeah, it's very interesting if this has been marketing. I think it is, because then the next day after this all happened, the Albert Hotel posted a photo of Emmylou on their page, and Emmylou was out the front smiling, saying, you know, like, it's always a great time when Emmylou comes to see us. And everybody who saw this was just shocked by it, that the day before they were saying she owes them money, and then they were saying we love when she comes to see us. And yeah, it seems sort of like maybe Emmylou asked them to post that to show that there was no animosity between them. But yeah, I don't know, it was kind of weird. The Outspoken podcast, I was just listening to it today, that's why I'm referring to them a few times, but they mentioned that if it was them, they would have got the Albert Hotel to write an apology, like a formal apology saying, you know, we were wrong about this, but there was no such thing and it hasn't been mentioned since. So yeah, that's really interesting. And the third one has been the biggest story of the week. So there is a ceramics maker called Shelby Sherritt, and she posted a video this week. She has 2 million followers on TikTok and 360,000 on Instagram. So she is a very big deal. When she releases her ceramics collections, they do sell out instantly, or like within minutes. And this week she did a stitch video on TikTok where she showed a snippet of Sopha Dopha talking about her mug, like a mug that Shelby Sherritt had created and sold to Sopha. Interestingly, Sopha's video was over a month old. Sopha was saying that she was at the, what was it called? It was a market. She was at a market, a creators market, and she had bought this mug prior to Christmas and she wasn't sure who she was going to give it to. So Sopha did not mention the brand. What she did was she showed the mug on camera and said it's a very strange mug because it's got 2 handles, which Sopha says she didn't know when she bought it, because I think she like picked it up and just didn't notice the second handle from what she was saying. It was also quite small, and the biggest news part of this whole story is that Sopha said the mug was $125 and the woman that served her was already wrapping it, and then Sopha went to pay for it, not realizing it was $125, but by that point she was like, oh, I'm in too deep, I'm just gonna have to buy it. And Sopha was just laughing about it, saying, oh gosh, like I've made a mistake, I shouldn't have bought this $125 mug, like it's really cute, but I don't know who I'm gonna give it to, and it was super expensive. And Shelby took a snippet of the video and said, you know, like, that's my mug and I'm really upset by this, and the double handle is actually for people with like disabilities who, you know, need 2 handles to avoid the shaking, and sort of made it really seem like Sopha had attacked her brand and that she was defending herself. But again, Sopha hadn't actually mentioned Shelby Sherritt. So I'm on Sopha's side with this one. I feel like Shelby is very good at marketing, and this is a very similar marketing tactic to what the Albert Hotel did. And yeah, like Shelby doesn't need clout, I suppose, from Sopha Dopha, but at the same time, every business needs business. Like it needs to market itself. But it's a very polarizing topic because people are either Team Sopha or they're Team Shelby. And yeah, I suppose Shelby has now taken the video down, which is, I don't know, interesting to some. And yeah, I feel like bringing, like Shelby mentioning that the mug is for people with disabilities, that also got a few people offside because they were like, if it's for disabilities, why are you charging these people $125? Like that's not really a thing. But anyway, write in the comments what you think, and if you've got any questions, write them down the bottom now, and I'm going to go through and answer some now that I've been talking for 9 minutes straight. All right, let's see what we've got. Where is your white top from on the last story? That is from Seed. Love Mornington, bet it was packed. Yes, it was very packed because it was such a hot weekend. So that's where I went for the weekend, and obviously all the beach towns. We were in Dramana and it was very packed, but I love that. Do you think Tammy's book will touch on her relationships with Reece and Matt? Yes, I definitely think they will. Like they are the father of her children. She definitely won't be throwing shade at them. Like it's not going to be juicy. I think she wants to keep this book quite professional. And she will touch on those things as they do, you know, form a big part of her life. But I don't think we're going to get much juice from this book, that's for sure. Ashy Bines' book was $90. Yes, it was. But that was very different. It was a self-published book. So this book is published by a big publisher. I think it was Penguin or something. So it's going to be much more mass distributed. So that's why they can charge a lot less. Whereas Ashy Bines' book, yes, was self-published. It's just like a small business versus a big business, I suppose. People are saying my voice changed. I think this must be like a troll thing that people are doing. Like everyone's trolling my live every week with it. My voice is not changing. Okay. Yeah, people are writing about the Shelby thing. They're saying, how did Sopha not see the second handle? Well, I mean, I would assume that a mug has one handle if I saw them like in a pile. Like you would think that the other handle is from a different mug. And maybe like if she picked it up, I don't know, like you think you would see the second handle, but if you didn't actually pick it up, if you were just sort of like touching it, you may not see it. But I don't know. I think like Sopha wasn't like mad about the second handle or anything. She was just like, wow, this is so random. I didn't know it had a second handle. It was just, I don't know. I just found the video just her being a bit funny. Okay, what else have we got? Someone's saying they're losing brain cells on this. Yeah, the Shelby and Sopha thing. I think that that's why it's gone so viral, because it's just so like, it's just so simple, but it's like, oh, what's the real story, I guess. Do you think Anna Paul is dating her family friend? Well, by family friend, do we mean that guy Aymeric? Like I've been saying they've been dating for quite a while now. So if he's a family friend, then yes. I do think so. Did you see Tammy trying on wedding dresses? Yes, I did. So she posted this week, she was at Vera Wang with all of her sisters and her mum, and they all got very dressed up. They were all colour coordinated. They all had to wear black, and Tammy, of course, wore white. And apparently, like she'd said on a podcast previously that she'd already chosen a dress, and she showed Anna McAvoy a photo of it. So it was on the Where's Your Head Out podcast. And I'm thinking she had like gone on the Vera Wang website and picked which dress she liked, and that's what she meant by chosen a dress. And then she might have gone to the Vera Wang fitting, which I'm guessing was sponsored. It was some sort of sponsorship deal. It has to have been, just from like the amount of content. And I think that that's when she would have got measured to make the Vera Wang dress that she had chosen. And then they all just like picked other dresses for her to try on just for fun. And she did take a bag home with her, which had like the branding on it. And I was thinking that's kind of weird because she wouldn't have bought a dress off the rack. But somebody wrote to me on subscribers that it would have had like samples and things in it, and just like booklets and I don't know, fabric samples and things. So yeah, I did see that and it looked very glamorous. Do you or have you ever got any of your information from Tattle? I was reading something that said you do and never credit them. Yes, definitely I've got information from them, and I definitely do credit them over the years. A lot of the stuff you read on Tattle is lies, and that is a lie that I have never credited them, because if you scroll back, you will see them laughing about me crediting them on certain posts. So it's a bit hypocritical there, but yeah, I do credit them. And a lot of the time, I think what happens is other people might find stuff on Tattle and then they send it to me, but they don't tell me that it's from Tattle. And I'm just like, cool, that's cool content, I'll put it up. And like people write to me like, please post this anonymously, meaning they don't want to be identified. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll post it anonymously. Like I don't necessarily know that it's from Tattle. And also there's only so many influencers in Australia. Like the stuff that Tattle people are looking at and the stuff that I'm looking at is going to be the same. Like there's going to be a lot of crossover, just like the Outspoken podcasts, as I mentioned before. Like we talk about a lot of the same things because we're interested in the same people and we see the same content. So it doesn't mean me and Outspoken are copying each other. It's just how it is. What happened to Atis Paul? So a while ago now, maybe 6 months ago, he did a video saying that social media has really like messed with his mental health, and that is why he is no longer going to be posting. So yeah, I think that it's obviously really great for him that he could identify that and removed himself from the situation, and it seems that he's a lot better now. But yeah, it's a bit annoying that he's gone offline because he was a very popular influencer. What happened between Mikaela, Testa and Baileigh? That I don't know, but they have unfollowed each other. If you don't know, Mikaela Testa has this best friend called Baileigh Tahlulah, and they just do everything together, and I think they're very hot and cold. Like they have big fights, but they are like sisters and just spend so much time together. But currently they have unfollowed each other and nobody seems to know why. comments about my voice. Can't wait to see Tammy's wedding. Yes, same. So interestingly, Matt Zukowski, Tammy's fiance, he said on his podcast, I saw like a little snippet yesterday saying that he's unfollowed everybody on social media and he's only following 700 people now only. And I quickly went to like his following list to see if there was any like tea in there. And I noticed he's still following my account, Influencer Updates. And I was like, yes, honored. Honestly, like, where's my wedding invite? So maybe I'll, he's got my email because I was on his podcast a while ago, but maybe I'll let him know my address in case it's coming in the mail. Oh, someone here is saying that they're Irish, but they love the Aussie gossip. My family in Australia live near Ruby Tuesday Matthews and she gets real angry. That is so bizarre. Is it Ruby Tuesday Matthews that gets angry? About what? That is so bizarre. Do you think Sarah's Day is pregnant yet? No. So I think that she is regularly telling us that she is trying, and she's regularly telling us that it hasn't happened yet. So I don't think she is pregnant yet, and she will definitely be telling us when she is, because that is her brand. Like, being a mum is her brand and her pregnancies is her brand. So yeah, I think we'll know as soon as it happens. There's a few questions on here that I don't know the answer to, so I've had to skip over those. But do you listen to Steph's podcast with Josh? So I'm guessing this is Steph Claire Smith's podcast with her husband, Josh Miller. She did a call out a few days ago asking, like, what do we want to know about her relationship with Josh? And she was going to have him on the podcast, but I didn't realize the episode has come out yet. So I'm going to have to listen to that one because, I don't know, there's a few different things. Like, their behavior towards each other has just been a bit different lately. Just like all couples, I feel like there's something just a little bit funny going on, just a bit unusual for them, but I'm sure they're totally fine. Even over the weekend, like, there was one night where Steph and Josh were like cuddling on a couch outside drinking with friends, and two of their friends took a photo of it and posted it on their own stories. And I thought, that is honestly so random. Like, if I was drinking with my friends and cuddling my husband and my friends took a photo of me and posted it on their own social media, I'd be like, that is so random. Like, it would never happen. Like, maybe to send it to me to post on my own story would be more normal, but I just found that very for show, I suppose. People think that I don't like Steph Claire Smith because of this whole situation, but I really enjoy following Steph Claire Smith, actually. And also, she's on a massive sea folly sign at Chadstone Shopping Centre when you come down the escalator from the social quarter, and I really love that because that's where I always park my car, and I come down that escalator, I'm like, yes, Steph Claire Smith, I am here. I'm weird. I'm obviously obsessed with influencers. Sam Guggs and Sopha's ex Jordan Menadue. Thoughts? Yeah, I find this very interesting. So Sam and Jordan posted a photo together on the weekend, which Sam captioned something about like for tea time, meaning like here's one for the gossip pages or the tea time Facebook group. And I thought that was quite funny that she captioned it that. But she posts photos of him a lot. Like, even today she posted she was at breakfast with him, and at Beyond the Valley there was a photo of them like kissing each other on the cheek, and something's going on. They're very, very close, that's for sure. Nobody's talking about this, but Lauren Simpson announced her pregnancy this week, and she announced that she found out she was pregnant when she was 16 weeks pregnant. So she was saying that in the past she's had like a twisted bowel, an operation for a twisted bowel, and she thought that it was like all the symptoms were something to do with that, and then she went to hospital to like get it fixed, and they're like, no, you're actually pregnant. So that's been a pretty crazy story time, I thought. Like, she put a video on her Instagram telling the story, and yeah, that was very interesting to me. She has a lot of followers too, nearly 2 million, which is interesting because I don't really hear about her much. Okay, I think I'm nearly done. It has been 20 minutes, so I do like to keep it to 20 minutes. I'll do one more question. Do you know what happened between Matt Poole and Maddie Woolcroft? I can't remember her surname, sorry. Matt Poole is Tammy's ex, obviously, and Maddie was some woman that he was dating that was about 10 years younger than him, and they went on a holiday to Noosa, and then as soon as they got back, they were split. So I don't know what happened in Noosa, but something obviously happened. Our paid partnership sponsored posts on the downtrend. What do you think everyone is jumping on the podcast bandwagon? Does it make influencers more relevant? Definitely, it's the trend at the moment to have a podcast, and I feel like they can connect so much more with their audience on a podcast, and they can really tell their side of things. I think that it's a really great platform for that, and also they can get sponsorships for the episodes. Our paid partnerships on the downtrend, no. I don't think they are. I think they're very much still relevant, but I think that disclosing them as ads is on the downtrend. I've noticed so many ads lately aren't disclosed, and that might be why people are thinking that they're on the downtrend. All right, well, thank you all so much for listening, and if you have any other questions I didn't answer, definitely send me a DM and we can talk about it. If I don't know it off the top of my head, I'll try and figure out the answer. Also, I still am doing subscription where I'm posting to my stories every single day and doing Q&As and things. It's really fun, and it is $4.49 per month, and you can sign up in my Instagram bio. So I will talk to you all soon. Thank you. Bye.